Hey there and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we will see a SQL screening question. So this type of questions will be the initial screening question that you will receive whenever you are facing some SQL related interviews. So the question will be given along with a sample table. Sometimes there won't be any sample table, instead only schema will be given. You will have to go through the schema, go through the question. No more explanation will be given. You will have to write the query to solve the question based on the sample table or the schema. So let us see a similar question in this video. Also, this type of question will test your basic SQL knowledge along with the way in which you articulate the question into solution and logic. So let us go through the question and see how we can approach similar questions. So here is the question. Given a purchases table with the following columns: purchase ID, user ID, product ID, purchase date and amount. Now we have to write a SQL query to find the top two products that generate the most revenue per unique user in the previous year. So that is the question. Now for that I have created a purchases table. Let us query the table and see what is the schema. So the schema is already given in the question. So it has got a purchase ID, user ID, product ID, purchase date and amount. And all the column definition are basically self-explanatory from the column names. Now let us go through the question and articulate this question into basic solution and logic. So the question is, write a SQL query to find the top two product. So our basic aim is to find the top two products. Now there are a few conditions given, that is that generate the most revenue per unique user. So that is the condition. First condition, that is generate most revenue per unique user. Now there is one more condition that is given, that is in the previous year. That is another condition. Now let us see how we can approach this question. So our aim is to find the top two product. So we will start with selecting product IDs. So that is the column which is related to product in the purchases table. That is product ID. Now we have to find the total amount that is spent on each product. So for that we will write a sum aggregate function and we have the amount column. We will write amount and the column name will be total amount. Now we have to find how many unique users purchased that particular product. For that we will use the count aggregate function. Count of open and close parenthesis, and within the parenthesis now we have to count the unique users. So here we have to make sure that we are not simply counting the user ID, instead we are counting the distinct user ID. For that, distinct user underscore ID, and which will give us the unique users, unique user count. So that is the second column. Now we have to find the revenue generated per unique user. For that we will write a third column which will combine the two expression, that is sum of amount and count of distinct user ID. So this will be sum of amount, open and close parenthesis, and in the denominator we will write count of open and close parenthesis, and within the parenthesis it will be distinct user ID, and this will give us the revenue per unique user. So we'll give the column name as revenue per user. It is basically unique user. So that is the third column. Now before executing the query, write a group by clause, that is group by product ID. And now there is one more condition that is given in the question, that is in the previous year. So that should be a filtering condition. So here we have to write a where clause, where we have a date column, that is purchase date column. Based on that we will write the filtering condition, that is purchase underscore date greater than or equal to, and we will make use of another function which is the date add function. Date add open and close parenthesis, and first argument will be year and the second argument will be -1. So we have to consider the previous 1 year, and the third argument will be get date. So basically we are finding today's date and then subtracting it with -1 based on year. So it will give us the previous year corresponding date, and that we are comparing with the purchase date and filtering the overall records. Now execute this and we will get the result where we have 3 records corresponding to product ID 201, 202 and 203. Now based on the revenue per user column, we have to order the result and we have to take only top 2 product from the result. For that we will write a order by clause. Order by the column revenue per user. We will copy the column name, paste it here, and this should be ordered in descending order. Now execute this, and now we can see that the result will be ordered based on revenue per user. Now we have to only take the top 2 record from the particular result. For that we will write top 2. Now execute and we will get only top 2 record from the result that we have obtained. Also, we can further modify the query only to get product ID using a CTE or subquery. Here we will modify the query and we will make use of a CTE to get the product ID only. So for that, instead of writing top 2 here, we will remove this top 2. We will write with result as, so that will be the CTE name, open and close parenthesis. Now within the CTE we have to remove the order by clause, otherwise it will give us an error. Now referencing the CTE, we will write another select clause, select. Now we only require product ID, and this is taken from the CTE created, that is result CTE. And now we have to write a order by clause. Order by, the column is revenue per user, paste it here, which should be in descending order. And now here we will write the top 2 product ID. Execute this and we will get only product ID which are contributing to the maximum revenue per user in the previous year. So those two product ID are 202 and 203. So this is the result that we have to obtain. And the most important thing to take care when you are writing such queries are, it is not important that you should always get the result correct, but make sure that you give some sound logic that you can make use of to obtain the result. The way in which you articulate the question into solution is more important than writing the syntax. So always make sure that you give a proper logic before writing the syntax. And even in this question, we went through a lot of concept. So we went through the concept of common table expression. Then we came through the concept of aggregate function. Then we came through the concept of finding unique values from a table. Then we went through the concept of combining two different aggregate function, where we combined the sum aggregate function and count aggregate function to get the revenue per user. Then coming down, we went through the filtering condition, where we are using purchase date along with the date add function to get the previous 1 year purchases. Then we are using another concept which is the group by clause over here. Then coming down, we are again using order by clause. Then another concept is using top. So lot of concept we covered using a simple question. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Thank you.